Why, good morning. Hello. It's Motivation Mornings with Marnie and Melissa. Hello, I am Melissa Houston, health insurance specialist and financial planner in Victoria, BC, Canada. And I am all about the crocuses right now, which is why I've got them in my background.
Love seeing those crocuses in you this morning. And good morning, everybody. I'm Marnie Dangerfield, a wellness, intentional creativity, and gardening advocate. And I have a June plum, a native shrub in our area, behind me here with those little leaves popping up. They're kind of a spring. So we've got a good spring Amy happening.
Awesome. And I love the sunlight. So beautiful. How's everyone doing today?
Yes. That's right, I haven't got Facebook up. Okay. So as I get that going, we'll start with our value statement, and then we'll be sharing what's inspiring us this morning. And we hope that you'll share in the chat what's inspiring you as well, because we love to hear about it. And after inspirations, I'll be sharing a wellness tip, and then Melissa will be sharing our contact information and what else? The journal prompt. The journal prompt. And then we'll close out with our sharing our gratitude, and hope that you'll share what you're grateful for today. And then Melissa will close us out with an inspirational quote.
That's right.
Yes. Oh yes, my goodness, we got Wendy, we got Terry. I'm gonna put my glasses on. Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Oh, what a lovely group.
Hi.
All right. So today we gather
in the spirit of possibility,
in support of community,
to encourage holistic well-being,
to empower our authentic selves,
to share appreciation,
to express compassion,
and to enjoy this gift of life. Sorry, I'm giggling because I could see, I think you were trying to do it from memory, and then I was trying to for a moment and I couldn't do it. So sorry for the giggles, but that's what happened.
I got the first two. The last one, I was like, I feel like I need the crutch.
Oh, thanks for the hearts, Wendy. Thanks for understanding. I was like, oh no, I said it over a year, every week, and I still don't have it memorized. But
I think we probably would if we just trusted ourselves.
That's good. So inspirations. Yes. So please, if you're feeling inspired, anything from this past week or this morning, if you're with us, feel free to share in the chat. My glasses on to read them. And I guess I'm starting. Yes. Is that right? So what
you got for us today, Marnie?
I'm starting with a podcast. Going back to the podcast. I listened to, I've shared Cultivating Place before. Just admitted it's my favorite podcast. But there was a conversation that I listened to. It's from over a year ago. And it was A Garden Can Be Anywhere with Lori Krantz. And basically talking about with gardening, it's like, it doesn't have to be a set space or how big or what. Like if you want to have just one plant, you can garden. So, and I just wanted to read one quote from it, and then I'll share the link in the chat. Listen, but it kind of encapsulates. So it's really an intimate experience. Gardening, it's so intimate and unique, and no two gardens are the same. Even if we all choose the same flowers, vegetables to plant out in our beds, none of them will look the same. They will be an expression of the person whose garden it is. It's an artistic endeavor. I think it's vital for our health and well-being to have this constant dialogue with nature. Lori Krantz said that on that episode, and I swooned. So that's my inspiration this week. And I will share the link. That speaks to you. You can listen to that.
That was a lovely quote, and I will definitely want to check out that podcast episode. I mean, it makes sense that our gardens are filled with living beings, and each plant is unique, just like each of us is unique.
Exactly. And how you place them and where you put them, and then the conditions, how they'll grow. Yeah, it's just everyone is different.
Mm-hmm.
So what,
That's lovely.
how about you? What's inspiring you this week?
Well, shocker, I'm also sharing a podcast. Shocker. um, I was really inspired by the most recent, or maybe I should clarify that. I actually don't know if it was the most recent episode. It was a recent episode of Brene Brown's podcast, Unlocking Us. And she was interviewing, I guess you would call it a host. His name is Emmanuel Acho, and he does, again, I think they called it a podcast, but I think it is on YouTube as a video as opposed to audio. I couldn't find an audio only version. I can only find the video version on YouTube. And that series that he does is called Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man. And I just, I like the way he just has such a positive energy to him. It's very kind of reminded me of like a preacher in a religious setting, but it just has such gravitas in a positive way. And I don't know, it just touched me inside. And the fact that he was willing to have uncomfortable conversations to help people grow and just address topics that don't always get addressed. I really appreciated that, and I thought it was a great podcast episode. And I look forward to listening to more of his series, just because I think more awareness is beneficial. And I just appreciated how he presented it as well. It wasn't. I don't know. Sometimes when you get into those conversations, it can seem like it's coming from a critical place, and it really feels like he's coming from a let's all improve ourselves positive place. So I think that's why it really spoke to me. And I'll share the links.
Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing. I'm so looking forward to it. Yes. Ooh.
Yeah, and that podcast, Bernays, is now only on Spotify. I have learned she has transitioned only to Spotify. So, but you don't need a paid account to access it. You can listen to it for free.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I just discovered that. Where are the episodes? It's like, oh, she's all on Spotify now. Okay. And I just saw a heart fly by. So got a heart. I don't have my glasses on. So I don't know who it's from. But spreading the love this morning. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Worth watching that.
Yes. Was there anything on the Facebook you wanted to share? Or are we diving into your wellness?
I think I'm diving in. Ooh. My feed's just, a fabulous good mornings. I love them and appreciate them, and hearts and everything. I haven't seen anybody sharing what's inspiring them. Another heart just came up. So if you have shared, I'm just not getting it on my phone. We do always check after. So I've got a bit of a gardening theme today. I'll just admit it. This spring feels like it's here in Victoria almost. I know it's not technically. Though meteorologically, it is spring. I learned that this week. Totally an aside, but March 1st is meteorological. Anyway, on to the wellness tip. So I was thinking about gardening, and I talk about it a lot because to me, it is a well-being practice in and of itself. There's movement in it. You're connecting with nature. You're getting to self-express. There's all these studies about how it helps with stress and presence and connecting to your space and place. How it is a lifelong practice. You grow along with your garden, and there's always something to learn. Like with gardening, there's just knowing. You can't know everything, and you learn best by actually doing it. So as you're doing that, you're building your relationship. You your space and the plants and the beings around you and the sense of the seasons and such. And so I was thinking back to when I first started, really sort of consciously as an adult, to think I want to grow some plants. And I had read an article on indoor plants and how certain ones help to clean the air more than other indoor plants. And so I was like, I'm going to get some of these and tend them. And some of them are no longer with me, but one that is. So I wanted to start with the one that I was like, this is such a great starter plant. So if you're someone who's like, I don't know about gardening, or I don't know. If you want to start with one plant, the peace lily, it's an indoor plant, is I just found such a fabulous one to start with because, well, it's pretty. It's got these lovely green, rich leaves, and mine's flowering. I know I saw Wendy's in a meeting not too long ago, and hers was blooming as well. But they're just a beautiful plant. And what really helped me as I first started to actually be responsible for the life of something in my house, is there anything? But with a peace lilies, they actually start to droop. Like if they need water and you've neglected to water them, the first plant that was like, this plant is talking to me. So I would be talking, I would thank the plant, my peace lily, for letting me know. And oh, sorry, I was delayed. But it built this relationship, and it was like a reminder. And for someone who's just starting out, you don't always think there's so much else going on, and you're like, got this to do. And sometimes that plant isn't top of mind because it's new. Peace lilies, they communicate, they let you know. They say, hey, please. And then if you're starting to overwater, their tips will start to turn. So it's one of those plants that you can really start to like, oh, we're building connection, and it lets you know. So it's kind of a nice starter plant that way. And they don't need too much light. So depending on your place. So I wanted to just, for those of you who are like, oh, it seems like so much, where do I start? Or I'm not so sure. That's my tip. Not give a peace lily chance. And I'd show you, I started with mine. It's was an orange pot, and I can't actually lift it anymore without help. It's in my hallway. And we've had a relationship, I'll call it that, for like 20 years now. So that's the other thing, build these connections. So that's my tip. If you're wanting to get where I give a piece, and they help cleaning your indoor air.
Bonus.
An office plant, something at work to de-stress with, and just a moment of pause. There's that too.
I'm glad you suggested that, Marnie, because my first thought was that, to the best of my knowledge, lilies in general, cats they're poisonous to cats. So I was like, oh, I wonder if this one is. But then you suggested an office. And I'm like, hey, there's no cats in my office.
That's right. And you have a window.
And a window. It would get light in my office. Oh, that's excellent. Ooh, I wonder, are they very available? Like, would you have to go to a specialty store, or?
They're usually pretty any place and they're often even in the grocery store plant sections. But yeah, any garden works with their indoor section would have them. But I know, like, when I got mine, I got it at a grocery store in Vancouver. So yeah, they're pretty. Oh, Wendy loves
Awesome.
play. Yes, I do too. That's why I was like, I gotta share this. There's love, and the name. I mean, it's like saying peace lily.
Yeah, no kidding. It's got the good vibes all around.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, and Terry's 3 new shoots on her Christmas amaryllis. Wow. Oh,
sorry,
Terry's saying.
Repeat that.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I just couldn't quite hear you. Do you mind repeating it?
So Terry says, I'm also getting 3 new shoots on my Christmas amaryllis.
Oh, wow.
And she has shared that her peace lily is happy as a clam, and root cellar has them.
Oh, so, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, Melissa, we're gonna hook you up with Wendy. She's gonna hook you up. So you need to connect.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Wendy.
I love this. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, I'm just feeling such joy right now. Thank you all. If one day Leanne's saying plant show and tell. Yeah, one day we should.
Hey, yeah. That would be fun.
Yes. And Terry, oh yeah, just going back. Terry says, I love my PC lily. It's the only plant I've ever been able to keep alive. Yes, that's the thing.
I
I'm not sure. Anyway, thank you all for sharing. It's
yes,
so
thank
wonderful.
you.
And
And thank you, Marnie. What a great thing to suggest. For all of us newbies that are just like, I don't know where to start. That's awesome. All right, let us dive into our contact information. Da, 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 da. Here we are. All right. I'm still putting out the call. Call. Woo, woo, woo. If you have a motivational or inspirational quote that you adore, please send it to us. I would love to feature it at the end of one of our webcasts. And you can email it at motivation.mornings@gmail.com. If you are not currently on our Facebook page, please check us out at MM with MM. We post the resources that we discuss in the comment sections underneath the Facebook Live. So it's a great reason to visit us. And our Instagram, motivation_mornings_with_MM. Follow us on there. If you need a little morning reminder, oh yeah, it's Wednesday. It's Motivation Mornings at 7:30. And then finally, there's our YouTube channel. And that is great for people who aren't able to join us live, but like to get reminders of when we post the recordings of the webcasts. They might be a little bit easier to find on YouTube as opposed to scrolling through the Facebook page. So that's a great option for anyone who is, likes to watch us at their convenience and not necessarily at 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, all those non-morning people, eh, Marnie? All right, and I'm gonna just scroll down. We've got our journaling prompt for this week for all the journalers out there. If you need a little extra inspiration about what to write about today or this week, we've got, what would I like to say no to? It is a good idea to sometimes curate our time and energy. And sometimes that means letting go of things that are no longer serving us. So what might that be right now?
oh yes. Oh, I do enjoy these prompts. Thank you, Melissa. That is fantastic.
All the credit goes to the Simplify magazine. I am not creating these.
No, I know, but you're found them and you're sharing them with us. So thank you so much. And before you share your gratitude, I just want to give a shout out to Leanne because she has managed to keep Robert, has a plant named Robert. Mine says plant. It's Robert Plant. Cracks me up every time I see a picture of it. Anyway, he's kept this plant alive, good old Robert Plant, since 2018. So way to go, Leanne. That's awesome.
Ooh, that is impressive. Way to go, Leanne.
Thanks for the inspiration.
And the naming inspiration. Do you name your plants, Marnie?
Some get names and some do not. So yeah, but I have I've yet to meet Robert Plant in person, but I feel a bond from the shares that Leanne has shared.
Does your peace lily have a name?
No, actually. Just fascinating.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might name mine if I get one.
Yeah. Oh, love to hear it.
I'll have to see, I have to meet it first.
Well, you do need to,
what,
yes, meet.
Yeah. All right, gratitudes. I almost feel like gratitudes need like a little theme song of its own. Like,
feel free to sing us into this.
I'll have to try to think of something for next time. But today, actually, I just wanted to send out some extra love to Marnie. I'm so grateful for you, everything you do to, keep Motivation Mornings up and running, all the tech stuff, all the wonderful shares, but also you're a wonderful friend and just such a big inspiration in my life. And I so appreciate having you in my life. And so I'm just want to express extra gratitude to you today.
Oh, thank you very much, Melissa. So for those who don't know, today's my birthday.
She's telling people.
Melissa keep being, I don't usually announce it, but that is just absolutely beautiful birthday present. And I really appreciate you saying that. And thank you very much.
Well, I mean it. I mean it.
Thank you. I'm grateful for you too. My gratitude this week, I stumbled upon a page on Facebook and then realized there was a connection with the Garden Support Center. And I'm just, this week, this June plum shrub, I'm going to go back to the beginning, which for years had a common name of Indian plum. But it's a native plant to this area. And so this website or this Facebook page is called The Blossoming Place. And it's a group, the Wessanech Indigenous with Wessanech, and they are helping to reconnect native plants and food systems in our area. And with the gardens at the Horticulture Center, they've set up an ethnobotany trail. And so you can see the plants and they've got signage and they have this wonderful sheet of information and it gives the plant names. So it's called June plum. And then the Latin name, which is one I've always struggled with, the Latin names of all plants that I know, an Olmolaria cerasiformis. But then they also give the name of the Wessanech name for it. And they give the sounding out beside it. So it's a Sug. I mean, I'm not doing that right, but at least it's a practice. And so there's that, but then on their actual Facebook page, they've done videos, say for places around here, Coles Bay, where they were there and would give the actual name and say it so you can hear it. So we're reconnecting to the cultures and the people of this area and their plant names. And with this guide too, it's saying what they used it for. It's just, and there was some word searches. So you could do a word search, but it was with the Wessanech language for like place names in our area. And this morning I noticed there was one for berry plants. So anyway, just hugely grateful for what they're doing. And I'll be sharing the links below. But yeah. And he'd love for the
That's amazing. I can't wait to see the links.
Yes.
I love that so much. Yay. Oh, I'm grateful for you telling us about that. I had no idea. Awesome.
I just found out this week, so.
Just in, everybody. Cutting edge news here. Okay. And let us wrap up this wonderful webcast. So grateful everyone was here with us today. And I'm going to share our quote. No person, no place, and no thing has any power over us, for we are the only thinkers in our mind. When we create peace and harmony and balance in our minds, we will find it in our lives. By Louise L. Hay.
I'm just taking that in. That is just so good. Yes. Oh, Melissa.
I've been looking at Louise Hay a lot. She's got on her website daily affirmations. So I've been going there for my daily affirmations. And so I felt like sharing one of her quotes.
Thank you so much. Oh. Beautiful. Looking forward to seeing that again.
Yes, it'll appear on Instagram, hopefully on Friday morning, if Melissa's keeps on track. But it is now the end of the webcast, And everyone needs to get on with their Wednesdays. So thank you so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Have a wonderful special day, Marnie.
Yes, thank you all for joining this morning. It means so much that you were here and sharing, and love the hearts and the happy birthday. Thank you for the birthday wishes, and just so grateful we could start the day this way.
Yes, indeed. See you next week.